Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to continue our look at Nightrain by taking a look at Izzy's and Slash's guitar solo here. So really the first part is done by Izzy Stradlin and the second part is done by Slash. So I'll show you, it's pretty obvious in the solo when that happens, but I'll let you know there. So we're still tuned down a half step here. So let's start here. It starts out with Izzy Stradlin solo. So the first phrase is like this. Alright, so that's kind of some basic bluesy stuff going on there in the 7th position. So you're at the 7th fret on the B string. So you hit that and then you do a whole step bend on the 9th fret on the G. And then you're back to that 7. So you're just kind of doing, bending up to that note that you're already playing. So he does that a couple of times and then he starts adding both notes on the high E and the B string together at the 7th fret. So it's a little bar there. Then you're just back between the B and the G string. You do that a few more times there. So all together. Alright, and now we're going to grab the 9th fret on the G and the B string. Now you can do this with one finger. Just on for each of the two notes. I like to use 2 fingers there. So it's the 9th fret on the G and then the 9th fret on the B. You're going to pick those together and bend and release 3 times. Then you're going to do the 2 7s on the B and the G. Back to the 9s, back to 7, back to 9, back to 7. So it goes. So do the bends. So all together for that phrase, we have a. All right, next phrase. All right, so that's a pretty fun one. We're going to start here at the 10th fret on the high E. You're going to play 10, 9, 7. Same thing on the B. So that top note's held a little longer. Now you get to the 9th fret on the G. You're going to pick it twice. Then on the second one, do a bend and release there. Pull off to 9. Back to 9, pull off to 7, sorry. Then back to 9, 7, 9, 7, and then 9 on the D. So we have this. Alright, now you're going to play the 7th fret on the D string. And that really starts this next little descending lick. So we have the 7 there on the D, and then you're going to pull off 9 to 7. And then pick 7 again, slide down to 6, pick 6, slide down to 4, pick 4, slide down to 2, pick 2, and pull off to the open string. So all together. Alright, now what's in Izzy Stradlin's part was some power chords off the low E string. 2nd fret, power chord, then 3rd, and then 4th. And then there's a little muted, just the bottom 2 strings, the low E and the A string, just open, really muted. Alright, and now Slash's guitar part comes in, and its first phrase sounds like this. Alright, so we got some oblique bends here, which an oblique bend is a bend where you have one finger that is stationary, and then the other note that you're playing is being bent. And they're not they don't go into a unison or anything. So that's the 9th fret I'm holding on the G string, and then the 10th fret on the B, and you're going to be bending up that 9th fret a whole step. So you do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Release that 3rd, and then play the 7th fret on the G. And then do that again. And then you're going to do this little... Okay, so we're going to slide from 9 to 11 on the G. Then play 10 on the B, 9 on the high E. And then you're going to do a whole step bend at the 12th fret on the high E string. So we have this. Now, here's kind of the tricky part. When you do that bend on the high E, you're going to grab the B string, which is already bent up because it's part of, you grabbed it on the way up. So that B is pre-bent, and you're going to pick that and release it. So, sorry. Then the 10th fret on the B, back to 12, and then a bend and release. Pull off to 10, over to 11 on the G. So you might want to, when you do that and you grab the B, you can mute that high E string with your middle finger over here. See that? I'm muting that top string so they don't ring, so they don't sound like that. All right. From there we have this. All right, so we have some double stops here. The 10th fret on the B and the high E string together twice. Then the 12th on the B and the G. And then you're going to play the 10th fret on the B and the G. And to hammer on the 11th fret on the G there. Back to the 10s on the high E and the B. And then you're going to do a bend here, the 12th fret on the B and the high E together. You do that little bend and release, kind of half step. Back to the 10s, and then over to the G string. That's a pull off, kind of bend and release at the 12th fret, pull off to 10, and hammer on 11. So let me just play that section. So that last string, so that's bend and release, pull off to 10, back to 12, and then hammer 10 to 11. All right, and now we have the fast lick. Sounds like this. All right, so that's a whole step bend there at the 17th fret on the B string. And then the 14th fret on the high E string. Then you're gonna pull off 17, 14 on the B. Then you do a whole step pre-bend at the 16th fret. Release and pull off to 14. So you pull up to 14, come back down to 16 on the D, then back to the G string now, and pull off 16, 14, then 16, 14 on the D. And then you're going to pick 16, 15, 13 on the A. And you're going to pause, and we'll just put some vibrato on that 13th fret. Now, heavily palm muted here, we're going to have this. And that's just the 12th fret on the A, then 14 on the low E, 14 on the A, back to 14 on the low E. And then half step bend there at the 12th fret. To get that note there that sounds like the 13. All right, and now we have the 6th. It's these little intervals he's playing. It sounds like this. All right, so now I'm hybrid picking this. I don't know if he does or not. You can pick it or hybrid pick it. So basically, if you're gonna pick it, you're gonna play these 3 strings, and you have to mute the middle string with the bottom of your 2nd finger there. Mute that G string, and then play the 7th fret there on the B. So we have 7th on the A, 7th on the B. So we're going to be playing across on those 2 strings with the middle string muted. So then you can just pick those strings. So it's the 7s, pick it a couple times, come back a fret, pick the 6 and move in both of those notes, and then move into the 7th fret again. Do that again. Then you're going to pick it and slide it up 2 frets to the 9th fret. All right, and then you're going to slide into the 11th fret on the D, 10th on the B. Back to the 9s on both strings. Pick it, slide it down to 7. Then you're going to slide into 5 on the B, 6 on the D. Then 4 on the D and the B together. Pick that, and then slide down to 2. So all together. Now I like to hybrid pick it because it sounds a little bit cleaner. All right, so I was basically picking the bottom note with a pick, and then the top note with my middle finger. And then you don't have to do all that little, you still want to mute and everything, but it's easier to make the notes come out cleaner. All right, and the last little phrase of the solo sounds like this. All right, so that's a slow half-step bend on the G string. And then you're gonna, not that slow. And you're gonna grab 4/5 on the high E. And then we're gonna have a whole step bend and release at the 5th fret on the B. To the 2nd fret, back to the 5th fret. All right, now over to the G string. Kind of a quick bend and release. Pull off to 2, then pick 4/2. So like this. All right, and now we have another bend and release at the 4 on the G string, and then pulling off to 2, then 4 on the D, then shift down to the 2nd fret, and you hit a harmonic on this. Just hit a little pinch harmonic, try to find that spot. And you just bend it down a whole step, and release, and then back. So like this. All right, so that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.